Hey, you, tuber, what are you doing? All right, so my in-cab creation last night, I bought 2 pounds of flounder at Walmart, around $10. Okay, so I'm like, I open this thing up and it's got these individual fillets. There's like 2 per pouch. So you know me, I'm just like all in, right? So I just cut it. I put it in my container that I cook in, the whole bag. Set it there, put it on the shelf. Drove for 5 hours. At the end of the 5 hours, it was still not completely thawed out, which I was kind of surprised by. Anyway, so I opened it up, cut it up, threw it in the pot. Just that. Didn't add nothing. A little bit of juice came out of a couple of them. I threw those packages away, added the salts and stuff that I put on everything, and then I added some extra Slap Your Mama and Lowry seasoned salt, and I upped my pepper, and I put some Cholula hot sauce, 2 packets, and gives it a nice Cajun goodness, you know what I mean? And yeah, of course, got my salt content and everything right, and that's what I had to eat yesterday. I ate 1 pound of it, saved a pound for today. And the reason why I chose the flounder is because it's a low mercury fish or whatever. So I'm going to do 2 deals on this. I'm going to do one with the macros, which I'll talk about now. It's a lean fish. It's a fish, so you're getting fish oils. And I think it's 123 grams of protein with 8 grams of fat. So if you're on a cut cycle, try to keep the muscle, try to get rid of the fat, oil up your brain with your fish oils and stuff, I find that flounder is a great, there's flounder, and then there's another one, and then like, I forget the other one, but they're low mercury. So like your predatory fishes, they got more mercury and stuff. So you're gonna watch out for that. But that was the in-cab creation. Look it up for yourself. And I probably should have filmed making it, I guess. But like, why not just tell you? And so that's a recipe for in the truck cooking, on the road cooking. Every Walmart in the country that I have looked for flounder, I've been able to find it. Okay, and then there is a summer flounder, for some reason, has a higher mercury content than winter flounder. So if you're like right now, I'm switching up. So I'm coming off of my beef, because I'm a beef all summer kind of guy, and then I'm moving into my venison and fish winter season, going into more of a cut the fat type of deal for health purposes. And you know, at the end of my 75 days of carnivore, I think I'm going to be adding back the kimchi, and I may do some sauerkraut every now and then, because I actually like sauerkraut. Sometimes you're in a hurry, get an all beef hot dog off the roller grill, and they'll have the sauerkraut right there, so you can throw that on there, and the pico de gallo, and just, you know, I just cut it up right there and just throw it all together, and then eat it with a fork, and it's pretty good, because you know, I still want to stay away from the bread. Pro tip: if you have to get an all beef frank off the roller grill, take your pocket knife, cut this sucker all the way in half, grab a handful of napkins, put the hot dog just half at a time in your hand and squeeze it, and then put it in the little boat, and then grab the other half and squeeze it and put it in the little boat. You'll be amazed at the level of fat and sodium you take out of it. Now, I'm all for sea salt, salt to taste, bueno. Whatever this like chemical freaking sodium stuff, what I can tell, you run a low sodium diet and then salt to taste with your favorite salt of your choosing, I like a blend. I'll be honest with you, I like a blend. I like the Baja Gold and the Himalayan Pink. I got a Mediterranean sea salt grinder, and of course, you know, when it rains it pours. You know what I mean? Because I need my iodine. You know what I mean? So I like to mix those together, just a little shaky, 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 and then I just put it all in a big deal, just shook the whole thing, and then now I just like peach. So I highly recommend you come up with a spice of your own by combining the spices you like. You can do your own spices for fish, your own spices for beef, your own spices for whatever, and salt doesn't go bad. But some of this other stuff, like your turmeric and stuff, I don't know how much that lasts. But if it's all in the same container, the salt and like the Baja is kind of wet, and then some of these others are really dry. And when you put it together and shake it up, it kind of levels out. And paprika is real good. You know, get you an organic little thing of paprika and throw that in there. I just dump the whole thing. Like, you know, I buy these little jars, you know what I mean? And then I'm doing like a handful of each salt. And then I shook it all up and everything. And I'm going to break that down. I about got this is a collagen. I've been using this for about a year. I got the big collagen thing, and then I've been refilling this container. But I'm fixing to split that I just said into this container here, and then all my supplements, I have everything I need. I'm going to smash them all and put them in my salt deal. I'm going to run that back, but I'm going to use that for my shaker. It'll probably only have that much of my already made seasons. So my seasons, you know, the herbs and seasonings are for the healing, and then I'm gonna supplement that with like I'm gonna put like some peptides in there, and then I'm gonna do some phosphorus, magnesium, ginkgo biloba, or whatever like that. All these little capsules of powder. I'm just gonna break some of them up and dump it in there, and I'm just gonna go on like I'm gonna guesstimate a month, right? And I'm gonna put all that together, and I'm just gonna leave it in there for like 6 months. I'm gonna open it up and look at it and see if it like grows a fuzz or if it's still good, you know, because I think the salt will preserve the supplements. It's what I'm thinking, right? So if I can come up with that, you know what I mean, like pro tip, additional drop in the bucket. If I'm preparing for the end of the world, each member of my family, I can get all their supplementals that they need for optimum health and, you know, get her done. Whatever you're doing, whether it's, you know, home baking, hiking, running from the Chinese, you know, we need to be at the top of our game to fight the zombies. You know, whatever. I'm getting over the nuclear winter. I'm in a bunker. What do I do? You know what I'm saying? So I think that the spice combo with the individual's needs appropriately dosed, and then you just shake it up. Like you just take a pinch and put it on whatever you're cooking, and you got everything you need. You know, like super practical, tactical. You know what I mean? I can make some little pouches with, you know, a freaking glove, like a plastic glove, like the lunch lady was wearing with that big old glove. The fingers. You know what I mean? So you just put some in the glove, shake it a little bit until all the fingers line out, and then just twist it up like you're a clown at the face painting booth or whatever. You know, like you're going to make a freaking wiener dog animal or whatever. You know, like, you just put that in. You can probably use a balloon. I mean, that'd probably actually be better, really. But I just use the gloves because it's so easy. And I bought some one time, and I had a bunch left over, so it made a lot of sense to just use that. Because I just filled it up. I just dumped some in there, easy dump, shake, 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 twist it up, pull it off, and it, like, you know, it stretches. So you just tie that in a knot. There's your finger supplement and spice. Now, if I got 4 fingers in my go bag, I mean, how long does that last? You know what I mean? I'm out here, you know, salting my fresh caught squirrel, or I'm dumping it in my, you know, pot of, you know, I found some vegetables in the woods. I got this pot, you know, I got my, you know, pine needle tea going, or whatever, you know what I mean? And I, you know, I got, the water came out of a mud puddle. I filtered it 3 times. Tastes like poo. Maybe I'm just putting this salt in that, so, you know, I'm just making a nice broth instead of the poo water delight for Try Not to Die. You see what I'm saying? So if I got a figure of this stuff, it's got what I need, and this one figure, I'm like, okay, this much is how much I'm using for a daily amount. All my spices, all my herbs, all my supplements, and it's not going bad because it's encased in salt. What's how much does a finger full of salt of sand weigh? A sand finger, how much does that weigh? You know, and you put 2, 3, 4 of these things, you know, in various places. I got one in this flap. I got one in this pouch that's in the bag. You know what I mean? So I'm going and doing. You know what I mean? And I mean, like, you could probably stretch one of them fingers out to last a man a week easy. I mean, how much salt and pepper do you need, right? And then it's got your supplements with it and everything. So a figure of this stuff, I mean, you could probably stretch it out to a month in an emergency situation and have all your vitamins, minerals, and nutrients right there. You know what I mean? So have 4 figures for a month, like, you know, 1 glove. You know, maybe put a thumb in the one that you're carrying for the family. I don't know, family size weekend, you know, weekend outing in the tabernacle, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So like there's your packaging and stuff like that. That might be a good deal. Anyway, I'll make a round 2 on this Flounder. I Flounder at Walmart. This is round 1. I'll do round 2 and talk about the mercury. Might even bring up some statistics and do a little quotey quote, but probably not, because, you know, I'm driving a freaking semi here. Alright, so that's yeah. Rock
There's
it.
construction ahead.